Okay, so we're talking about property-based legal system. This whole course is always referred back to property. And because property is the essential part of the law. What is mine? What is yours? It's all mine. Leonardo is mine. Okay? Now, the legal concept of property is vital to understanding how law provides a foundation for the private market. And folks, that's what we have here. Alright? Private market. You buy and sell goods. You buy low, sell high. Okay? Property is a legal right to exclude others from resources. Mine. Yeah, y'all, come get it. Come get it. Who wants it? Just come through your computer and grab it. How'd you do that? But excludes others from resources that are originally possessed by me or are acquired without force, theft, or fraud. Alright? We're not talking about stolen goods here. We're talking about goods bought and sold on the open market. Alright. Problem of limited resources. Arguably the most significant issue for any society is how it orders a relationship among people concerning limited and valued resources. Folks, basic economics is going to tell you human beings have limited resources yet unlimited wants. Certainly, if our income went up, we would buy more and more goods. Instead of a $150,000 house, we would buy a $250,000 house, or a $500,000 house, or a $1 million house as our income goes up. Okay? Now, how do we allocate this stuff? Alright? Well, by dollars. By what we can do with our resources. I'm an attorney. I'm a professor. Alright? Arguably, by the way. My income has slowly gone up over the years. My debts have come down. I'm actually right about here right now. I think I'm making just a little bit more than my debts will allow, meaning I can buy more comic books, which is a good. Now, the state can come in to address the issue of limited resources, by having jobs, creating jobs, because when you have jobs, you can buy more goods. If you can buy more goods, then the companies can produce more goods and make more money. So again, it's good. It's good to have work. All right. I like to work. I never see any of the money. My wife does, but it's because the state regulates these various things. Now, certainly, I would certainly argue the concept of laissez-faire. Leave me alone. Let the market work itself out. However, having government regulation is a good thing when it regulates properly. Now, I found it interesting that the book brings up communism. Certainly, I'm a firm believer in capitalism, but communism looks real good on paper. Alright? The state requires that its citizens produce according to their abilities and share accordingly to the needs of everyone else. So we all work and we all get stuff. Sounds real good. But it doesn't give any benefit to anybody. If I work a little bit harder, if I take that extra job, if I work an extra hour than you, shouldn't I get compensated a little bit more? What happens if I don't get compensated a little bit more? Will I work hard again? No. That's where communism fails. Alright? If I work hard, if I do just a little bit better than the other guy at school, then I might get a little bit higher paying job. If I work a little bit harder at work, I might get that raise over the other guy. Okay? That's capitalism. Communism, well, if all I'm ever going to do is be right here, there's no reason for me to do this. So you'll never improve. And that's why communism fails. Private property, capitalism, system of law under which the state recognizes and enforces an individual's rights to acquire, possess, use, and transfer scarce resources. So again, if I do a little bit better and I get a few extra dollars, then I can go buy that new truck. Alright? Or, if I make a little bit more money, I can buy that nicer house with the man cave and the, 58-inch TV, stereo surround sound, watching Star Wars until, I'm getting excited just thinking about it. I don't have that stuff. I do have Star Wars on Blu-ray, but I don't have a 58-inch TV. But that's okay. Maybe one day. Now, property and prosperity. Promotes incentives. Makes resources easily divisible. Establishes conditions for capital formation. Folks, again, these are all things that are a result of capitalism. If I work a little bit harder than the other guy, other person, pardon me, then I might get a few extra bucks. So if I work a little bit harder, I'll get those scarce resources. Whereas the person over here who isn't doing their job, Manny Faces is over here sitting on his tail, he's just going to gather dust over here in the corner. Whereas me, I'm going to get the nicer stuff because I worked harder. Okay? Establishes conditions for capital formation. Folks, how about this? Check this out. I make a little bit more money than this guy over here. Instead of going and buying more comic books, more He-Man action figures, I invest it. Okay, I invest it back into something. Maybe human capital. I go get more education. Or in stocks, in bonds, in real estate. Right? And I make a little bit more money. And I take those dollars, I buy a comic book, but I invest the rest of it. Make a little more money. The theory is that I will accumulate dollars over time and be that much better. Two basic divisions of property. Real property and personal property. Real property is real estate and everything attached to it. Personal property is everything else. Get that? Real property is land and everything attached to the land. Personal property is everything else. This is clearly personal property. This is clearly personal property. And yes, coffee is good in the morning. This building that I'm sitting in right now is real property.